All right, we are back in action. Hey, Henry. Hey, Sasuke. Welcome, guys. These are the Foresight team. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having
Um,
us.
so we're building a decentralized prediction market that uses a central limit order book. And I guess a question that we've heard from some people is like, why would you do that? It's really easy for me to use AMMs. I like these products that I already use, like Hedgehog and like a Polymarket. And so I guess the first thing that I could do is to explain why I, as like a prediction market bettor who spent like many months just thinking about betting in prediction markets to try to make all of my money, don't really like that kind of thing. So I have a few things to say about AMM prediction markets. Uh, AMM LP shares are like a complex financial product, but for most people, like if you say like I want to have like a slightly long Bitcoin position, you buy like Bitcoin dollars LP shares, you'll make some money. That's pretty good. If you are in a prediction market and like let's say you're betting about whether Donald Trump will be president at the end of the month, next month, not this month, because that's only a couple days from now. Um, you know, if you take equal amounts of money and buy yes shares and no shares, and then like put that on the in the liquidity pool, then you sort of expect that like around the end of the month that the yes shares will be worth zero and the no shares will be worth $1, and as a result, your LP shares will like go to zero. And so you have to like carefully add liquidity and then remove liquidity when you think that the event is actually going to happen. And so you can't really like take advantage of the fact that these AMMs let unsophisticated market makers make money if you're a prediction market. There's just like no possibility of that happening. And so as a result, these end up charging really high fees. You pay 2% of the notional value of your trade every time you trade on most of these platforms. And this is like really unusual. If you trade on Predicted or on Betfair or something, and your edge is only 4%, then you can make money getting in and getting out when the price corrects. But on Polymarket, you cannot. And that's really sad, but it's also not even enough to compensate the LPs for the risks they're taking. And sort of toward the end of the market, when you basically know what the outcome of the event is going to be, and like everybody knows, by then all the liquidity providers should have pulled their shares if they wanted to avoid losing money. So if you're sitting there with like $1 million of Trump isn't the president that you bought for like 95 cents each, you can't sell them for 99 cents, even the day before they expire, because anyone who like goes into the liquidity pool is just like asking to lose all their money. On the other hand, if you, well, we'll get to that in a moment. So if you had a central limit order book instead, then if you were a market maker, you would have to be pretty sophisticated. You would have to be able to say like, I'm willing to have like this much exposure to yes or to no, or like this is the outcome that I think is more likely. So I'm willing to have a little bit of exposure to that while I'm market making or something like that. Um, it does require some sophistication if you want to make money, but it sort of did anyway, because when you add these liquidity pool shares, you have to withdraw them very carefully when the event is like about to happen if you want to not lose all of your money. So it requires more from market makers, but that complexity was sort of already there. Um, as a result of that, we don't have to charge huge fees to compensate the market makers. They can just earn a spread like a market maker normally would. Uh, and in fact, we can sort of like run on a model similar to Betfair or to Predicted, where we don't need to charge you fees every time you transact. We can just charge you fees at the very end of the market based on how much profit you made. I think this is very attractive to bettors. Like it's attractive to me personally. Like I would really like it if you said, we're not going to charge you any fees unless you win. That sounds great. I want to put my own into it. And at the end of the market, like when the people running the thing or the Oracle running the thing hasn't yet settled the market and your shares are not yet redeemable for $1, if you have these winning shares, you probably can sell them for like 99 cents to other people who are willing to make 1% in a few days, which is like really great. That's like the typical experience of being on Betfair, of being on Predicted, is you don't have to wait until it settles if you have something else you want to do with your money. So that's why we're building a prediction market that uses a central limit order book, and I have a non-functional UI for the prediction market right here.
Built
So
on top of Serum.
we can bet on
Nice.
the outcome of a soccer game. We can bet on whether we'll find the remains of Atlantis. And we can bet on whether there's going to be a Harry Potter movie. Apparently, I have yes shares in this one and no shares in this one. Or the UI is a bit messed up. I have yes shares in this one. I'm wrong. The UI is correct. I have yes shares in this one, so I can buy more yes, or I can sell the yes that I already have. You can see a bit of the order book here. This is a real order book, but it's not actually the Atlantis order book. I don't really have much else to show you, I guess. This down here would be like a multi-bracket market. An example of this in the real world is like who's going to be the mayor of New York on a certain day. So you would be able to buy yes and no shares for a bunch of different politicians. But for now, we can just bet on who's the woofiest of them all.
Yeah, walk us through this a little bit more, though. I mean, there's a lot going on here. Maybe even I'm not that sophisticated with betting or prediction markets. So maybe if you could do this little step by step, that'd be really cool as well.
Sure. So the way that this would work, if it actually was hooked up to a backend that worked, is that you would have USDC in your Solana wallet, and you would be able to come here and say, I want to place an order for the Arsenal's beating Manchester United. Let's place a market order. I want to buy like 1,000 yes, and then it should tell you how much that'll cost. And you'll hit buy yes, and you'll do a transaction, and you'll end up spending apparently like $370, and you'll end up with 1,000 shares of yes, the Arsenals will beat Manchester United. And then when the actual underlying event happens, if the team that you bought yes shares of wins, then you'll end up with $1,000, so about $630 of profit. And if they lose, then you'll lose your entire investment, so you'll end up with zero. But you don't have to wait. If the price goes up, then you can sell, or if the price goes down, but you think that the actual like value of the thing has gone down even more, then you could also sell. You'll be able to place market orders, so you can like do market making things. There's no like special UI for market makers. They also use this.
Will this be able, like, could you trade programmatically on here? I know it'd be a bit sophisticated to get it set up, but like, will there be an API as well?
Yes, absolutely.
So we work, the way the program works is quite similar to how Mango does it, right? So Mango has Serum at the back end. So if you want to trade Bitcoin or Ethereum, they're all backed on the actual Serum markets. All the liquidity comes from there, but they have sort of an intermediate layer where you trade through their open orders account, and we're basically doing something similar where when you want to buy yes or buy no or sell yes or sell no, we have a bunch of intermediate functions which create or destroy the yes or no tokens and place an order on a single sort of Serum order book that we've created. So there'd be one market per prediction market, basically, for buying and selling. So there's none of this sort of funkiness of like, do I have to mint a token? Do I have to destroy tokens? Do I have to redeem them? It sort of gets rid of a lot of that hassle by just having a single Serum-based order book. And we hide all that complexity from the user, make it very easy to do trading.
Some people are asking how you guys are going to settle markets. Do you want to maybe talk a little bit about that?
Henry, can you chat us through that?
So at the moment, I think we're going to try and maybe take a DAO approach where we're going to take some sort of like high value backed token and use that as the basis for voting on the outcomes. But we're sort of working towards that. The more decentralized we can make it, the better. But for sure, the issue with Augur is how slow it is to resolve. So we're still trying to figure out, like, so for example, one of the more ideal ones would be to have an Oracle-based prediction resolution. So maybe we could have an API that directly feeds on-chain from a bunch of trusted oracles and use that to resolve the market. But that's all sort of in the works. At the moment, we've built most of the functionality for interacting with Serum DEX, and then next up we're going to deal with the resolution. But we're going to as decentralized as possible is our goal.
Cool. That's what people were wondering as well. Oh, by the way, Henry, people are saying they love your tutorial videos, so thank you for those as well. I just have to say, like, we do really appreciate you guys as contributors to the Serum ecosystem. For those that may not know, Henry and it's Sasuke, right? Or is it Sasuke? I wasn't.
It's Sasuke.
It's Sasuke. Okay, I know, Henry, you said Sasuke earlier. You confused the heck out of me. These guys have been in the Serum Discord since the very start, and they're core ecosystem contributors. So we really appreciate you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, everyone should use Anchor. If anyone watching this stream is interested in developing on Serum or in Solana in general, just learn Anchor. It's a very simple, straightforward framework for developing smart contracts. Highly recommended, and it's developed by the Serum team as well.
Some people are asking a link to your YouTube videos, Henry, if you want to drop it in the
Sure.
chat there on Twitch. This is great, guys. How do you guys have a sense of when you will have some stuff for people to come play with, or what do you have any rough timelines at the moment?
We sort of expect to have that within a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely DevNet within a month, and then mainnet within 2 months. But ideally, even faster, as fast as we can do it.
Yep, I think that's the call always in crypto. Like, I think that the most valuable thing in crypto is execute as fast as you can. I don't think there's anything else more valuable than that. I had one more question for you guys. Oh yeah, is there anything where community could help you with? If anyone wanted to get involved in something, is there somewhere something that people could chat with you?
We should have that very soon. So if you follow our Twitter, which is let's see, it's apparently twitter.com/foresightmkt, then we'll announce wherever it is that you should chat with us in the near future.
Got it. Henry, do you want to drop that link in the chat on Twitch as well? For the listeners, these guys are very humble in the respect that they don't want to launch anything until they have some working product. So I've been urging them to start the community. So we'll see when that comes out.
Yeah, we've got some fun ideas for if we ever do launch a token. We've got some fun ideas for like an auction platform that would be built on top of Serum as well. So something like a Victory auction where people choose what price they want to pay, and everyone puts in their prices or their orders, and then we use Serum to just do all the order matching in one go, so that it finds the price at which all of the tokens that need to be sold can be sold. So people pay less if they, if the price at which everyone's trades get passed through, or all the tokens get sold, is lower, than people buy it for lower. We're just trying to look for more efficient ways to do things. So more efficient prediction markets, more efficient platforms for selling tokens, all these kinds of things. So it's a fun experimental time.
I don't want to ramble, but that sort of thing is like also experienced by like our less than optimal experiences in token launches. Like, I don't want to participate in a token launch where I'm incentivized to create 1 million wallets, or where I'm incentivized to click a button at a certain time and like run the platform locally so that I can be better at doing that. So I just want to build something and then get everyone to use it so that no one has to say, oh, I did badly in this token launch because I didn't do those things.
Makes sense. Sasuke, do you want to share this other link you have open in your tab? I know you were scrolling through it. Maybe you guys can share it on Twitch.
So this is something that Henry was mentioning earlier about the difficulty of participating in DeFi prediction markets currently. And I sort of wanted to talk about it because I thought that, like, if Vitalik Buterin cannot figure out how to correctly participate in prediction markets, then there's like no hope for us. And
do you want to drop it in the Twitch chat?
Because I'll hit you with the link.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a blog. So just in case it's not clear, it's a blog post written by Vitalik Buterin, founder of Ethereum, and talking about how he can't really figure out how to use Augur, and how he barely mentions the 2 months delay in actually settling the node.
This is the difficult part, is that if you participate in one of these markets right now, you have to choose between buying the token that you want or minting all of the tokens and then selling the tokens that you don't want. And that's not true of Polymarket or Hedgehog, but it is true of Augur. And I think it's really unfortunate because like it's not always obvious which one of those things is the best thing to do. And that's sort of a source of complexity that I don't want anyone to have to deal with. This is why, even though we do have yes and no tokens, we're sort of going to like present you a UI that makes it look like a futures market where there's only a single order book for yes and no. And if two people who don't have shares yet cross, then we create the two shares. If two people who are trying to get rid of their shares cross, then we destroy them, and nobody has to know.
Mm-hmm. Great. And I'm sorry, guys, we're gonna have to let the next team up, but please,
Absolutely.
Henry, can you share that link to the blog post in the Twitch? And also, can you share the Serum tax time repo
Oh,
or
sure.
something in the Twitch? I think people could find that helpful for their building. Maybe a little text description in there as well. These guys built a really cool history or trade history tracker for stuff on Serum. And with that, thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Cool. Thanks very much.